Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real, metaphysical, and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, we're going to be talking about getting out of the way of your magic so it can actually work and give you some tips on how to do that. So stay tuned. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a very important topic today. I often get asked, Drake, I do a spell, I do a ritual, I send the power out there, and I'm not seeing any manifestations. Now, one of the first things I start to do when I hear this is I actually begin to talk to them and ask what their daily habits are. And I quickly find out every day they're constantly looking for the manifestation. They're always seeking it out. They're always worried about it. They just can't let go of the thought of whatever it is they're trying to do. And this is actually pretty common. A lot of the times when we do magic, especially when we first start out, we do magic for the things we need. I mean, we're trying to get it quickly in one way or another. And unfortunately, it's this mentality that can also be one of the harder ones. There are a lot of people that say it is in a time of need when you have the most, you can suspend disbelief the most and work the magic. And that is true. But you also run into another problem. It's actually easy to suspend disbelief compared to letting go and not thinking about the spell work after you've done it. And therein lies one of your first major issues when it comes to manifestations. Energy follows thought. So if you're constantly thinking about it, you're not actually releasing the energy and letting the energy go out there, create the change to manifest it. So dwelling on it, always thinking about it, always worrying about it will actually slow that energy down drastically, and in some cases it can even entirely stop it. This is one of the reasons they tell you not to think about spell work after you've done it and to just let it go. Many magicians I know will actually say pour so much energy into a single spell that you're emotionally and mentally exhausted, because then it's a lot easier to let go of that problem because you feel as if you've done everything you can do at that moment with the spell. And that makes sense. Of course, if you are looking for a job after you've done everything magically you can, you still got to go out and get the job, right? And I get that. Now, the sooner you can actually let go of what it is, and the sooner that you can forget about it and let days go by where you don't think about it, the faster your manifestations will happen. And this is perhaps, in my mind, one of the hardest things when it comes to magic. I know when I first got into it, this was a massive deal. You all know I'm a data junkie. I follow the data. I practice magic scientifically. So I always want to pore over it, always want to look at the different data points. And when you first start out, this is maddening. But this is actually also where my original magical teacher taught me something very important. And you all is going to be tired of hearing this. Keep a journal. Write it down. One of the reasons we constantly think about it is we are constantly wondering about it. Did it manifest? How did it manifest? How long has it been? And we try to keep these mental notes anytime we're doing it. Well, trying to tell yourself to just forget about something is very, very hard, especially when it's important to you. But if you write it down into a journal, interestingly enough, this has two effects. A lot of people know if you write something down, it's easier to memorize it and retain the information. That's why we take notes and stuff when we study. However, it has a secondary benefit. In the case of emotional stuff, things you're worried about, things you need to get off your mind for a time, it allows your brain to let it go because your brain knows the information's right over here. It's in this book. And when I need it, I can go get it. And that is one of the things that can really, really help you in magic and why you should keep your journal. And of course, you keep the date in the journal. You keep the time in the journal. You keep what you actually did for the ritual. You keep all those details. So it's easy to flip back and see when did you do the spell. Now for me, what I like to do is I actually give my spell working a time limit to manifest before I repeat it. And I set these time limits in 2 brackets. I have a overall goal for the spell to work. Let's say we're going to give it 3 months, okay? Now that said, I give each working of the spell its own time limit within that 3-month period before I repeat the spell. So in a 3-month period, for example, I would do the spell once a month up to that 3-month period before I determined the spell didn't work. That gives it plenty of time, plenty of different aspects to do, and if I'm not doing the spell, I'm not thinking about it because it's already been let go. I released the energy. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to slow the energy down, and when the time comes for me to look at the data, it's in my journal. I can go back to it then and only then. Beyond that, I do not think about it. I do not consider it. I go on about my daily life. And you have to learn to let go of that energy. You have to learn not to just cling to it and worry about it all the time. And that's very, very hard. So, tip 1 is that journal. Write that stuff down. It will make it so much easier to let go. Very, very easy to let go. And the second tip, this is one, I cannot say this one enough, and not enough people do this. In fact, a lot of your spiritual magicians would really, really get upset with this one. Manifest something, manifest your needs, manifest your resources before you need them. Okay? When we are worried about something, when we are stressed, that is all we focus on. We want to try and find a way to solve this problem and deal with this stress. Well, if you're trying to do magic for something in that state of mind, yes, it is easy to suspend disbelief to do the spell because you're desperate. But it's harder to release the energy and not think about it because you're desperate. You're worried constantly. You're losing sleep over things. You're stressed day and night. And this is unfortunately when most people do magic. They don't think about things until then. Plan ahead. Think ahead. It's one of the reasons I tell people to start building their prosperity and continue to build that prosperity even when you don't need it, because the day will come, a medical bill, a car repair, maybe the entire car goes dead, now you got to buy a whole new car. You're going to need those resources, and it's better to already have them than to have to go get them. And this can be applied to practically any aspect of, well, actually not practically, it can be applied to all aspects of your life. If you gather and manifest the things before you need them, then you go in, you do the spell working, you give the spell your all, and you walk away. But since you don't need it, you just go about your day, you do your normal thing. This, in my mind, and honestly, it's what I teach my students, and they have noticed time and time again. If you're doing spell work to manifest something that you don't need, that you can release, and you can get that spell work to go out there and manifest, it is insanely amazing how quick those things compound, those things build up, and those things begin to manifest in your life. And you will notice that whether it be prosperity, friendship, love, career, whether you're developing your arcane senses, whether it's your magical studies, whatever it may be, your health, it doesn't matter. All these things are a lot easier to manifest when you're not hyper focused on them. So I would actually encourage you to work and build to your goals before you're in a tight spot, before you're in a stressor. Just start building and keep building. And if you actually hit that mythical point of, I got what I need, I got enough for me, my family, my community, and I can continue to maintain my sensible lifestyle or whatever your lifestyle may be, and still be able to give to others, I need nothing else, great. Continue your magic to maintain it. Maintenance magic is just as important as acquisition and manifestation magic. Especially these days and age, there are a lot of people who would be happy to see you fall. And And that's sad. That is sad. We should encourage and build each other up, not try to hope for others' fall and tear them down. And of course, the last tip, and this is definitely the hardest one, and it's been touched on this whole video. You got to teach yourself to let go. I think it was Master Yoda himself said that in one of the movies. But we are so clingy to our things that we do have a really, really hard time letting go. And we don't know what we're going to do if we lose this thing. How do you live without this thing? I have seen time and time again people just panic over small things. I actually know several people who their TVs have broke. They didn't have money to replace the TV, and you would have thought the world was coming to an end because their TV broke. It had no attachment to their career. It had no attachment to their well-being and long-term of anything. It's an extra. It's an entertainment thing. It's fun. It's great. Family time can be had around it. But family time fun can be had without a TV. But to them, it was a travesty. And it is a materialistic attachment. And there's nothing wrong with materialism. I like my stuff. Everybody likes their stuff. Don't think I'm saying materialism is bad. Having stuff is nice. And it can bring you a lot of happiness and joy. But learning to let go is very, very important. Because if you can't let go, if that TV breaks and sends you into a stressed out spin and upsets you so badly, you don't own the TV. The TV is owning you. And this day and age, that problem exists everywhere. People are always worried about those things more than anything else. They worry more about their TVs, their computers, and Lord help us, their phones, more than they worry about their actual resources and their self-sufficiency and their security in the long term. I know people who will literally barely be able to make their daily or monthly payments and bills, but then they'll get a credit card to go buy a TV or a new iPhone or a new phone. I think mine's a Samsung, it's not an iPhone. But they put those material things way ahead of other things. And if something happens to it, or they can't get that new phone, that latest phone, or their TV breaks, or their game system breaks, they don't know what they're going to do. They freak out. They need to learn to let go. Because if you stress over something, if you know that you can't let go and something stresses you if you lose it, and it has no real long-term ill effect on you, you know for a fact you have not mastered yourself. Because the things are controlling you, not you. Now, there are differences in some things. For example, on this channel, I have to have some form of way to do videos. Now, if my camera here was to die today after I filmed this video or during it, I could still use my computer to live stream the way I do on the live streams and could still continue to do these videos without missing a beat until I can replace the camera. Easy enough. Should the camera or the computer die, it would drastically further complicate it, but there are options to be able to stream off of a phone. In fact, I started this channel with my phone. So those first few videos were shot on my phone. And these are just the little things you have to learn to let go. And the easier it is to let go and not worry about these things, the easier it is to let go of energy and not worry. And it actually helps you to manifest and create the life you're wanting even more so. And again, I'm not saying having things is bad. I like things. I got things. I do. We've got my wife picked out a really big TV, bigger than I was thinking, but I like it. I enjoy it. I didn't consider buying one that big at first, but she bought it. I like it. I appreciate it. We have different things in the house that we do enjoy. I do enjoy my vehicle. It's a very nice vehicle. It's one of the nicer ones I've owned. It's something I'm blessed to be able to drive, but at the same time, if something was to happen to it, and it's completely unrepairable, I could easily let go of it and just pick up a reliable used vehicle and still get down the road just as easy. And being able to understand these, I know this seems a little weird when we're talking about manifestation of magic, but it is easier to learn to let go of things than it is to learn to let go of energy. Because magic is one of those things where we know it gives us the ability to manifest and create what we want in our lives. And that is amazing. But oftentimes, we dwell so heavily on the things we want, the things we worry about, because we do need them. See, now that we need it, we're not talking the TV. The TV, I don't need it. Anything happens with my TV, no big deal. There will be 3-4 months goes by before I even turn the TV on many times. We don't even have cable. It's just used for streaming and video games. So it goes without being used for months on end. It's not needed. So learning to let go of something that's not needed, that's really hard for a lot of people. But it's easier to do than letting go of something that's needed, something that's a necessity. And when we're talking about magic and manifestation, that's exactly the realm we're in. Because we need to manifest this thing that we need. And we're trying to do magic and we're trying to release it. And that is a very, very hard formula. So if you start and build your resources before you need them, you're already going to be a step ahead of that. And you're going to be building those resources. So when the need arises, you already got what you need. And you can put those resources to work. Now, in time, with practice, a practitioner, a magician, they do learn to let go. They do learn to put things out of their mind. They master their mind and their emotions to a point where they can step up. They can put everything they got, all their desire, all their need, all their will into that spell. And they can push that energy into it. They can release it into the world to manifest. And when they step away from that work area, they don't think about it. They do not think about it again. And they don't think about it again until it manifests, and then they are grateful for their skill in magic and or any of their allies in the multiverse that may have helped them. It's as easy as that. Which is to say, it's not easy, but it is something we need to work on. And this is, again, one of the reasons I do push the journal as perhaps the most powerful and most important magical tool of a practitioner. You guys know I don't talk about magical tools a lot on this channel, but I don't shut up about them journals, because time and time again, more often than not, if you're having a problem in your practice, in some way, that journal is going to help you solve it. All right? I hope some of these tips in this video, I know it's a bit more philosophical and whatnot on how magic works and everything, but I hope this does help you, and I hope you try to put them into practice. Now, if you have any questions, do drop them below. I'll do my best to answer them. If I need to, we'll do a follow-up video on this because it is an important topic. Also, join us Fridays and Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do live streams. It's a great time to come join us and ask questions. Get your questions answered. Have a good time. Great way to start and end your weekend. Also, if you'd like to, we do now have the channel membership. There's a link below here where you can join, help support the work we're doing, help keep the channel going, help us to get information out to all the seekers out there who are seeking this information, trying to master themselves, their lives, and manifest the life they wish for themselves and their family. And to all our viewers, thank you very much. You guys are amazing. You make this very much worth the effort. Also, don't forget, workingdragonmystic.com. We do have a online school where we sell classes. Dragon Magic 101 and 102 are over there. There's a free arcane sight class that helps you develop your arcane senses. There is a full, massive, in-depth meditation class with meditation path workings and guided meditations over there. And we do also have a merch shop at workingdragonmystic.com where you can buy coffee cups if you like. We do have the Dragon's Eye Seal tapestries that can be used as a magic circle or just look great on the wall. We also have artwork, different things. So go check that out. The purchases there also help to support the channel. And with that, everyone, get out there, keep working on your practice, keep growing, keep working on your self-mastery, become the best person you can be. Follow those results, keep that journal, keep those notes, and keep working at it. It can take time, but you will get it. You will get it, and the changes when they come are amazing. Also, if you're looking for a community to talk to that can be helpful, join the Working Dragon Mystic Discord. There's a lot of great people in there who share their experiences, the complications in their path they've had to overcome, different things they've done to help. It's a great way to get multiple viewpoints, multiple ideals, and everyone is great about helping each other out. And you can find that link in the About section of the channel. Just click that. It'll pop you over into the Discord. You will need to download Discord if you haven't. I've had a few people wonder about that. It is an app, so you will have to download it. I can't control that myself, but it is a great community over there. And with that, everyone, I will see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.